A second trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth is dropped, and we're going to take a look at it today, as well as a little something else. But we did recently watch the first trailer. I have to say, the trailer looks really good, and I'm pretty excited for everything. So let's just jump right into it and get our discussion on, shall we?
On the island we're headed to, 24 species have survived there alone.
The theme park owners did experimental work, leaving only the worst ones here.
Don't see that every day.
Or ever.
Let's go.
If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved.
Maybe we should make this quick, huh? Time to move.
We put ourselves in a place where we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
That's kind of our specialty.
She's scared. She's scared of.
Come on, run!
We're not gonna let you get hurt, okay?
Hey!
Then was a source. We found it?
No, it found us.
Saw that some people were debating whether or not this was a flashback or not, but the fact that engine can be seen stamped on everything pretty much tells us that this is indeed a flashback. Because if it were something newer, it would have had the Mizrani logo all over it, or it would have had Biosyn's logo all over it. And at this point, you have to assume that there are other genetics companies who have acquired dino DNA through whatever means. I guess prior to Fallen Kingdom, they would have acquired it by sneaking onto Isla Sorna or Nublar or whatever, and stealing, if they could survive long enough to steal the DNA. But, you know, with the dinosaurs kind of being on the mainland, and not just in North America, but all over each continent, getting the DNA is probably not that hard, especially off of the herbivore species. Not to mention, it can't take much to tranquilize these big guys and get your samples that way. We saw the black market being operated in Dominion, so I guess we can kind of lay all of that to rest. It is definitely kind of a flashback thing. I'm very interested in how they're going to do this. I was wondering if they were going to bring in the Henry Wu character and kind of de-age, what's his name? What is his name? The actor. Wong. Something Wong. I can't remember. Now I feel bad because I followed him on Instagram for years and now I'm having a brain fart and I can't remember his name. BD Wong. I was wondering if they were going to kind of de-age him with computers or something like that, because they've tried that in other series and doesn't look too good. But I know that some people were calling for them to use fewer hybrids and things like that. This is not a hybrid, I don't think. I think this is just I think this is back when Wu was like first working on the whole, on all of it, and these are the experiments that didn't work out. I don't know, the story could honestly go in any direction, but you guys already know that I'm a big fan of like urban decay and urban ruins as an aesthetic. I also like ancient ruins, so like Mayan ruins and things like that. I love that aesthetic as well. Here in this movie, we get both an old ruined lab and some ancient ruins. This movie's gonna be right up my alley visually. Yeah, that two-headed raptor thing. I saw somebody on Blue Sky said it was pretty bad when your Jurassic World Rebirth Rex looks more like Rexy than any of the designs in Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I've talked about that in other videos. Rexy was off-model and not on point, and they'll have to live with that decision unless they go back and CGI her in properly, but I don't think they'll bother retouching up the series the way they should. You know, everybody's on the fence about, oh, they shouldn't be digitally remastering Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all these movies and adding in stuff that wasn't there in the originals and blah, blah, blah. The one thing that they could do here that would actually help is to redo all of the Rexy shots in the movies and make her look like herself. But that's just my little tirade. But this Rex does really look good. But if the trailer keeps saying they left the bad, like the worst of the worst on this island, did this T-Rex just have a behavioral problem? I don't understand. I also don't understand if this Mosasaur is supposed to be the same as the World Trilogy or if it's a different one. I don't know what's up with the Spinosaurus redesign, you know. I can tell you that from the trailers, it looks, if I did have to give one criticism just from the trailers, it just looks unreal. Like, all of these settings and these locations look like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. Like, we, normal people who've never been to places like this, we don't have context. We can't really relate to the location that they're in. And I think I saw somewhere online that this is supposed to be an island on the other side of Central America. So it's an island in the Atlantic Ocean instead of the Pacific Ocean. I don't know. I don't have enough information. But I can tell you that I'm excited regardless. We'll also say, let me see, let me get a little further. I don't know if that's supposed to be a hybrid or if that's an actual thing. I can't tell what I'm looking at, but I don't think that that's an actual dinosaur. But yeah, like if that's supposed to be the same Mosasaur, it got a paint job. Yeah, the whole Distortus Rex thing, that got spoiled for us due to like marketing and the toys and stuff like that. We saw what it looked like months and months and months ago before we even got, well, I don't know if we'd seen the trailer yet or not by the time I'd seen it, but it did get spoiled. That's usually just how these things go now. You know, it used to be when I was a kid, you could watch a movie and not, you know, you didn't have all this internet crap. You just had maybe a trailer on television or something and you'd go see the movie and that's all she wrote. Now, everything's spoiled way ahead of time. Ways ahead of time.
Ready, guys? Let's go. The beginning was a conversation. Would you be excited to write the score of a Jurassic movie? And I said, wow, That's a challenge. The history of this incredible franchise, and above all that, it's John Williams, my forever idol. Flutes, make sure it's... I wake up and I want to write music. That's what I love. It's just a joy for me. As John Williams would say, it's infinite, the possibilities of an orchestra. Beautiful. Thank you very much. At some moments, the music is so loud and so strong and dynamic, they will feel it. The audience will feel it for sure.
I will say this. Some of the best movies out there are orchestrated and they don't have that synth music crap. Some people are going to be butthurt that I said that. Listen, some movies can get away with having an all digital score just using computers, but there are some franchises that demand an actual soundtrack made by people. You know, I don't particularly like Star Wars as a franchise. I think the movies are okay. A lot of what drives it into the ground for me is just its saturation in the zeitgeist. Like everywhere I look, it's just everywhere. I cannot escape it. And that kind of drives me away. It's very off-putting. But those films have a phenomenal score. The music is iconic. It's some of the most iconic music in media. The same could be said for Indiana Jones. Those movies are perfectly scored. They're amazing. They take something like Back to the Future. I love that trilogy. And that music is just spot on. It's perfect. It has an element of like high adventure and flying around, but it's also very 80s and of its time. The little lilting noises, the little musical stings of like to let you know that something magical is happening, something important's happening. I am not well versed and well educated in music. I don't really know diddly about music as far as from a technical standpoint or what have you. So I can't speak to any of that. All I know is what I've said to you. I can only give my opinion. And the fact that you saw how big of an orchestra they were using to score this, I can't wait to see this movie. As a matter of fact, I bought my ticket earlier when I didn't stream this evening. I didn't get around to it. I just didn't feel like it, but I did sit down and play Minecraft with Tyler for a little while, just for our own amusement. No recording, no streaming, anything like that. And then when he went off to bed, I did sit down and record about 30 minutes. So that would be the YouTube video going up tomorrow on the Let's Play side. But after all was said and done, I settled in, to have my dinner. I was sitting on the couch, eating, watching YouTube, I think, at the time. And I got a bloop on my phone, and I look down. It's an email from Fandango and telling me tickets are now on sale for Rebirth. And I had already signed up, for the notification. I told them to tell me the second they became available. So I'm going to the first available showing in my area, July 2nd at 11 a.m. So I got to get up early, unless I read it wrong. And maybe it was 11 p.m. Actually, let me look. I have it right here. Let's see. No, 11:30 a.m. July 2nd. So the release day, I'll have to get up super early and rush to the theater that morning. We got the good theater too. We got the big reclining seats that let you practically lay down. It's great. Oh, it's gonna be great. Good summer movie. Going to sit in the air conditioning in the dark, out of the heat. Oh, it's gonna be great. Seeing a big blockbuster. It's, I did all that fancy editing in the other video I did where I talked about the death of theaters, and I was clipping in the red letter media bits about the death of theaters. And if you get lucky enough to go in without a bunch of screaming children and harebrained teenagers acting a fool and people with their cell phones and whatnot, if you're fortunate enough not to go into a packed house, then going to the theaters is definitely an experience that you just can't. It can't be beat. I love video games, don't get me wrong, but video games to me are never going to beat going and sitting down in the theater and having that huge screen and the bombastic sounds going off. And it's an experience. So when you get like an uppity filmmaker who sounds pretentious and up their own ass about the theater experience and whatnot, trust me, they're right. They're just going about explaining it the wrong way. They're coming off as, stuffed shirts. But no, I'm very much looking forward to this movie. I think it's been handled with great care. I do think there was a lot of mishandling during the World Trilogy and during the COVID pandemic, but I think we can bounce back. I said so many things in the past about them needing to actually make a point and go somewhere. And what did I think this was? South Park? No, they don't need a point. It's teeth chasing people, and it really doesn't need to be really too much deeper than that. It's just about who's putting it together. Can they do it? Do they know what's expected of them? And I'm not to dip on, not to dunk on Colin Trevorrow or anything. It's just that something about the World Trilogy didn't quite. It wasn't the Jurassic Park trilogy. That's all I'm gonna say. But I didn't hate it. It's just the Rebirth is the perfect titles. It's. I hope that it's taking us in a new direction. Just can we get there? Can we enjoy it? All right. Well, let's see. I do believe I had one other thing. Oh yeah, I had the other clip that I wanted us to look at before we go.
For anyone who loves the original Jurassic films, this is the movie for you.
Oh my God.
Steven gave me a call and said, hey, you want to do another one of those?
Wait, we watched this clip before. I think we watched this clip in another video. Okay, never mind then. We watched this clip already. We've seen everything we came here to see today. If that's the case, let me just pull this up. All right, that's not the one. That's the one we already watched. Here we go. We'll scrub through this one more time. See if there's anything in particular that jumps out at your old buddy, old pal here. I still just like pausing and looking at the Rex design. I think that's great. Yeah, that river scene was pretty intense in the novel, and I'm hoping that that translates well on film, because they just couldn't do it in the original. I hear a lot of people too, especially like monster fans, kaiju fans, and whatnot, and they'll try to compare the World Trilogy to the Monsterverse, and I'm sorry, Godzilla fans, you just can't. Like Godzilla pre-2014, it's its own thing. You really shouldn't be trying to compare necessarily. Godzilla movies are fun, but they exist in a whole different universe that I don't have the necessary knowledge to talk about. I've only ever seen a couple of original Japanese Godzilla movies. I'm not well versed on that series, but the American-made Godzilla movies are just awful. Like all the King Kong stuff, Godzilla versus King Kong, those movies are awful. Hate them. Sorry, it is what it is. I'm entitled to my opinion. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I don't really have anything else. I think I've said everything I could say. At this point, I'm just waiting. We're just biding our time until the movie comes out. All right, thank you guys so much for looking at another video here on the channel. I will see you guys back here next time. Bye. Go buy a ticket. You got to see this thing. It's going to be great.